10,000. I'll talk about that later. Whatever. It's so annoying. But oh my gosh, I will not be ever doing that again. I'm gonna say the dumbest move I've ever made. I'm done with the whole thing. So, how do I feel about 2023? Complicated feelings about it. I've been contemplating what 2023 has been for me since I think like November, December. I'm not very pleased with it. And I've been like talking to myself about it a lot, trying to process like what are my feelings about it. And I think one of the major feelings is disappointment. I wasn't able to do things I wanted to do. I don't think I've ever felt this way about any other year before. All I know is that like for 2024 and moving forward, I do not want to feel that way. I want to feel proud. I want to feel thankful. Like I want these emotions to be like the headline. I might be forgetting some things, but I'm just gonna go through what I remember or information I got about what happened to me in 2023. So in January, I was in my baking vegan cakes in air fryers era. Yeah, I was making a lot of tres leches cakes, and me and my sister can't have dairy, so I was looking up vegan recipes and trying out a bunch of different ingredients, like almost every other day or so. And it was fun. It was just baking in an oven and baking in an air fryer are different. And so that was fun. And during this period of time, I was also doing a lot of Korean inspired dishes. So a lot of ramyeon, tteokbokki, gochujang based dishes, and then like adding different veggies, different proteins, and a bunch of stuff like that. And then my family went ahead and made the horrendous decision to get a puppy. I was so against this. And they've been talking about this before we even bought our house and stuff. And I was like, no, I don't like dogs. You guys already know I have a phobia with dogs. I don't want to have to live with one. I don't want any pets. We already had pets in the past. And like, it was fun, but it was a lot of work. And I don't want to have to do that ever again. Like, I've been there, done that. I'm not interested. But they decided to go get a puppy. And they even made me drive and go and get this thing. And then I think a few weeks later, we got one of the bathtubs in our house replaced. Bro, when we got into the place, you could tell that someone DIY'd installed the bathtub, and I didn't think it was proper, and it was molding, and it just wasn't right. So I was really pushing for us to do the replacement. I didn't think it was gonna be as expensive as it was. Got this new debt. I was like, okay, because I went on my way to go and do all this and make all this noise. I'll pay it back. So in February, I started my last semester of university. So in March, I had a very mid sandwich. Like, this is how boring this was. I was doing class work and stuff, but my sister wanted us to try this restaurant, the sandwich restaurant out. And I rated my sandwich a 3 out of 10. The vegan one. I don't like soggy. Boy, you barely even... I think I'd rate my sandwich 3 out of 10. My sister's first movie she ever acted in had its like a private premiere for all the actors and their families. And it was really good. I was really happy. It was like, oh my gosh, she's officially an actress. I think the same day that we went to the premiere for her movie, our part-time job at the restaurant ended because the restaurant closed. So I was out of a job, and just only had my full time. In April, my sister and I both auditioned for a movie role. I started like getting back into like model acting area. Didn't get it. It was cool, I guess. My family decided to get another puppy. This one was enough. Oh my gosh. This one was like really fluffy and cute and whatever. And they're like talking about how these dogs were going to be small and they're not going to grow too big and blah, 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 blah. That was a freaking lie, okay? These are like medium-sized dogs, okay? So more hair in the house, more stinky food in the house, more stinky dogs in the house, more wrecked, destroyed items in the house. Like, bro, keeping care of a dog is like, it's not a joke. And I was getting livid having to live in the same space as these things. I was like thinking, okay, yeah, I bought this house like a couple months ago with my mother, but now I want to move out. Like, I want to go find my own space. I do not want to be around these animals. I was screaming my head off every time that thing had zoomies and I was trying to pass through the space, bro. It was not funny. They poop everywhere. They throw up. They're like worms, all this different stuff. I don't want to have to deal with it, and I was dealing with it. We're still in April, right? Celebrated my mother's birthday, and we went to a family friend's birthday party. So we made our first like annual public appearance, but it was a really nice outfit, and I like the photos, so I kind of want to talk about that and show that. In May, the first day of May, I sprained my ankle, and this is 2 weeks before the end of the semester. I missed a step on one of the stairs in our house and ripped through that stuff, ligaments, tendons, whatever it's called, and had to go to the ER. And then I completed my semester, and my sister and my mother surprised me with a graduation gift. They got me and my sister tickets to one of my favorite K-pop groups concerts that was happening, TXT. That was like, oh, why did you guys do that? That was my reaction. I was like, oh, why did you guys go out of your way to do that? You should just give me the money so I can pay off for my spring semester bill. Because I had to do that. Because I'm not a concert girly. This is going to be my first concert ever. And I was never in my mind ever going to go to a concert. I didn't care who the artist was. I don't care if I really liked them or anything like that. I was just never going to go to a concert. I was like, it's not my crowd. I don't care for it. Whatever. And I'm like, well, they went out of their way to buy the tickets, book the hotel and all this stuff. I might as well go ahead and indulge despite my injury and try to enjoy myself. I traveled. I went on a plane for the first time in my adulthood. The last time I went, I was like 2. And we went to Georgia. And this was my first time being in Georgia. And it was nice. There's people in the airport were really nice. And it was like a really great concert. We got to interact with the leader of the group, Subin. He saw me dancing, doing this move in the crowd. And he did it back. And then we were just like, oh my gosh, he saw us. Let's do a heart. And he did it back to us. It was so great. That was the highlight. One of the highlights of that concert. And our placement, like our seats, ended up being a row behind barcade. So we were like right up by the stage and seeing everything. And technically, based off the map, we're supposed to be like off to the side, not even close there. But the seating maps and the actual seatings don't always match up. So we were in our peak era, and we were so excited about that. And we were like, oh my gosh, let's try to do it again. And so they were having a concert, their final concert in LA, and we decided to get, we got like 3 pairs of tickets. And we were like, oh, let's try to like sell them and make profit or something. The dumbest move I've ever made in 2023 was buy 6 tickets. Thinking I was being smart or something. Because the extra 4 tickets that we got, we like spent like what, over $2,000. I spent like my whole savings on that. So dumb. Do not do this. Okay, I actually regret this. Like, I'm actually upset about it, but spent like over $2,000 on it. Only got $200 back. So we're just like, okay, we're just gonna make this really cheap because the concert's like literally tomorrow. We might as well just give it to somebody so that they can at least enjoy it. And we did. But I lost my savings, and that made me really sad. But in LA, we had really, really good donuts, really good vegan donuts. And we will be going back to LA for those donuts. And it was the first time me and my sister ever saw the ocean. So that was really cool. Every day that we were in LA, we went to the ocean because Minnesota only has lakes, and it was really fun. And then when we came back, it was our brother's birthday. We celebrated that. Got him this really cute cake that he picked out. And he dressed up in a little suit and everything. And he was all jazzed up. And towards the end of the month of May, I started up songwriting again. I think the last song that I like tried writing was back in like maybe 2020 or 2021. So I think it was because I was done with school and I finished prioritizing school over everything and work, that I was maybe just in a better mind space to start writing. And my writing process is kind of like, if it comes to me, it comes to me. I don't try to make myself write stuff. So it started coming to me, and I started writing almost like every single month since then. So in June, I applied to be on call at another group home company, and I got the position. And so I started up training and stuff, and my hope was I was gonna pick up a bunch of hours because this house that I was placed in had a bunch of hours, and I was gonna save up all the money I lost and pay off that. But that ended up not happening. I'll talk about that later, whatever. It's so annoying. So in July, my gums ended up swelling, and I was trying to like book a dentist appointment to figure out what's going on. And I was told that the dentists were booked until February of 2024. July 2023. That's over 6 months. I was like, whoa, oh my gosh. Okay, I guess I will just wait. That was crazy. Anyways, I turned 23. I don't think I did anything for my birthday besides go to work. Yeah. And then my school called me and were like, hey, you're owing us money. And I was like, yeah, you noticed? They're like, yeah, for the spring semester. So can you pay the whole thing? And I'm like, no. They're like, okay, let's try doing a payment plan, like a payback plan with you. And I'm like, okay, how much? They're like, okay, let's do 12 months because this is usually what we give alumni or whatever. And I'm like, that's way too much. I cannot do that. And they're like, yeah, it is a little too much. Let's do 15 months. And I'm like, oh, sure, I can do that. I'll just have to stop paying half of the mortgage. I'm gonna have to reduce how much I pay for that. But I was not about to be sent to collections, so I did what I had to do, and I started paying back my school. August comes. I started working a bunch of overtime, not at the part-time I picked up, but at my full-time job. There was a new house that opened, and I started picking a bunch of hours there. And it was a cool house, and so I was happy that I was able to pick up these hours because for whatever reason, everything ended up being more expensive. The cost of living just, I don't know, peaked, I guess, in August or something, because I was working all this overtime and getting this extra money, but it was going to paying the bills I was already paying. Like, I was breaking even kind of numbers. It was frustrating me. So I started tracking my finances a little differently. I started doing, instead of monthly tracking, I started doing bi-weekly tracking. So paycheck to paycheck tracking. So September comes, still working overtime. This is when I actually had a little bit of extra money on the side. And because my sister's birthday happened, I decided to play Sugar Mama, I guess. I don't know. Sugar Sister. And kind of splurge on her birthday. It was fun. I wanted to do it. So I did that. I went to the mall and kind of just did whatever she wanted for the day. And then my sister was working on music and she wanted to start prepping to shoot a music video, but it ended up not happening in September and we ended up pushing it off. And so up to now, we haven't worked on that specific video stuff. We're working on different stuff, but that was really fun. It was a nice way to get away from constantly working all the time. So in October, we ended up going to another concert, another K-pop concert. It was N- in New Jersey. And New Jersey had the best vegan food we've ever had. It was really good. Like, we belly full. Like, we ate belly full. Like, we were stuffed. We went to this restaurant, this cafe, I guess. And we ended up ordering too much food. We didn't realize the portion sizes were going to be huge. And we started going into a food coma and we're laughing our heads off and acting a mad fool. And we're like, we need to leave before people think we're on something that we're not. It was great. The food was great. The food was just great. Jersey Pete, like, it was great. She was great. We even got to walk around in Jersey for like over an hour and we didn't meet any weirdos. So it was cool. Jersey was cool. New York, she cool. Then we got back. We tried out this really cool restaurant called Sushi Train, which is like a convertible restaurant. And I've only ever seen them in like Japan and stuff. And so it was really cool. We were like, oh, let's try this out. Let's try it out. And it was good. It was costly, but it was good. I started taking vitamins to regulate my period, PMS, and period symptoms. I've been dealing with really, really horrible periods. The cramping, the fatigue. I'm bedridden for days. I have no there's just a bunch of stuff happening every single month with my period. I'm in so much pain. I have so much inflammation. I can't hold things. I can't stand. I can't walk. I can't wear shoes. I can't hold my hands even sometimes. It's like really bad. And so I decided to like do a little research and figure out what vitamins people tend to have like deficiencies in and how that plays into like period and PMS symptoms. And so I started taking these vitamins to hopefully alleviate my symptoms and started tracking for it. Towards the end of October, my mother, we celebrated our first year anniversary of being homeowners. It's pretty cool, I guess. There's a lot of things I wanted to do to the house, so it kind of felt like I didn't get to do the stuff I wanted to do. My sister's first movie that we went to the premiere back in March finally got released in October. It was like, I was all over Instagram. I was bugging people. I was posting so much. I was just watch. So if you guys want to check it out, it's on Lifetime. So if you have cable, you may have seen it. You may see it. They continuously like show it. There's no like permanent schedule for it. It kind of shows up with whatever themes they're doing if you know Lifetime. But if you do have cable or you have a membership with Lifetime, you can look it up in the Lifetime app. It's called Stalked by My Stepsister. So check it out. In November, I did a big girl move. I got our water heater replaced. It was leaking for like 2 weeks and we lost all hot water within like 5 days of that. But I've not had the funds to be doing all that. And I was able to save a little here and there in October and November to be able to get it replaced. So that happened. Got hot water again. It's great. December, ended up getting the flu really bad. This has been happening for the past like 3 years, I think. 2023, 2022, 2021. Since COVID. Been getting the flu around the end of the year. I even had to take some days off of work because I was just so out of it. And then once I recovered, I started working a bunch of overtime. And up to now, we're mid-January, still working like overtime. I've been like working 6 days nonstop. It's the grace of God, honestly. So 2023, I think I was so this is the thing. Okay. This is the thing. I was really thinking that once I was done with school, I was going to be able to live the life I wanted to live. I was like, yeah, I have the school bill I'm going to have to pay. But after I'm done with the school bill, I was going to be able to take hobby classes. I was going to be able to explore myself more creatively, because haven't been able to do that because I've just been focusing on working and schooling for the past 5 years. And I was really looking forward to being done with having to do things that I just had to do. And I was looking forward to being able to indulge in things and find out more about my interests and just do something else. And I couldn't do that because I lost my part-time job, and then I found a new one, and the environment I was not going to put myself in an environment where I was going to be overworked when I was working with coworkers who were supposed to split responsibilities up with. And then found out that even when I did get chances to work overtime, I was barely making ends meet. And so there was a lot of frustration because I'm like, I don't know what I want to go into career-wise. I don't know what next steps to even try to bother going towards. And then I'm trying to work things out with where I am right now, and it doesn't seem like I can save anything. And I want to save, and I want to have buffers, and I want to do this and this and that, but I'm barely making ends meet. It's just a lot of I don't know what to do. What is the next step? I don't know what to do. I'm confused, and I don't think anyone has any answers for me. I just have to wait for time. I'm just waiting for God to show me a sign of what I'm supposed to go into, because I don't know right now. I haven't posted a video on here for a while. There's just been a lot of things going on with school and work and this home buying process for my family, and that's mainly why I have not been posting on here. But I will be starting up again. I'm not promising how frequently I'll be posting, but I will be holding myself more accountable for my goals this year through posting on this channel. So if you care to see what I'll be doing and how I will be achieving my goals, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell icon, I think, so when I do post that you're alerted about that. But yeah,